Hello, Roam Mithril here once again, and we're getting back to Nezumiman. 6 bosses left to go, and I'm having a good time with this project. I'm milking it for all it's worth. Yes, it's time to take on Milky Nezumi, who seems to style himself after a superhero of sorts. So this stage is kind of the Starman stage of the group, having anti-gravity. It also has a lot of enemies what like to explode when you shoot them. So best to be wary of that. The beam traps are very timed, kind of like the fire bars from Fireman's stage. You don't really have to shoot the UFO, but it's fun to do so anyway. Just be careful as it explodes too. And since we have low gravity, of course we have an abundance of spikes. Be careful when dodging shots in this stage. It can be easy to forget that you have low gravity and mistime your shots. Those little wavering things, don't mistake the blue thing they drop for a power-up. It will explode after a short period of time. And here we have orange cannons that drop fire blasts. I'll just let that UFO go. Go forth and be an ambassador to other worlds. Some tricky shinies to get here, but why not? It can be tempting to shoot that alien right away, but remember, they do explode. The blast radius from those will indeed damage you if you get caught in it. In this room you have to watch for the moving ceiling, because it's also happy to bring down death spikes upon you. Essentially, take your time in this room and you should be fine. The pink cannons have nothing really special about them, they just fire arcing shots. Extra life up there. Yep, I'm going for it. The tight quarters can make dealing with that fire cannon a little tricky, but nothing too terribly bad. And we're out! Time for Milky Nezumi. His weapon of choice? Milky Rain. Milky Rain can seem a little intimidating at first, until you realize he fires it in the same pattern every time. Just be ready to dodge and you're fine. In fact, with the way it's fired, it's easy to punish him during it. Just be sure you don't lose the pattern, and this fight really isn't too bad. It can take a while just because he doesn't take too much damage from the Nezumi Buster. But still, pretty easy. Celebratory anti-gravity jump! And so with that, we get Milky Rain. It's a nice little star shotgun, pretty useful in crowds. So, that one really wasn't too bad at all. Still an outtake and also something funny I want to show, so enjoy! this stage is kind of like Starman's in a way, in that it has low gravity. It also has a lot of enemies what like to explode once you shoot them. And that would be a star in my face. And now for the rather silly thing I wanted to show off in this stage. The low gravity here has a silly quirk to it. It affects you even in death. Coffin jump, whee! Well, not too many outtakes, obviously. In fact, just the one, really. Yeah, this stage is pretty easy. Milky Nezumi gets a 1 out of 10. Basically, my one outtake shows the main thing. If anything is gonna go wrong during this one, it's in the first room, and likely it'll be because of a random meteor being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The jumps in this stage might look intimidating, especially with low gravity in effect, but overall, they feel fairly natural and forgiving once you get into them. Milky Nezumi himself, he can seem intimidating at first, what with the streaming shots of stars he fires off. However, once you calm down enough to realize how pattern-based he is, it's actually a fairly simple fight, plenty of room to get around the shots, and plenty of time to punish him for it. So, yeah, there really isn't much else to talk about on this one. Pretty short stage, pretty short analysis. You may be the most stylin' mouse on the block, Milky Nezumi, but at the end of the day, I can only give you 1 out of 10. So that's the end of that one. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.